If meal prep has always been intimidating, you don't know where to start, you don't know how to put it all together, and at the same time you don't want to spend too much money, and you don't want to spend too much time, if all of those have been concerns, then don't worry, because in today's video I'm going to show you not only one of the simplest ways to meal prep period, but it's also inexpensive, delicious, and will keep in your fridge for the entire week. A wise man once said, if you fail to prepare, then you are prepared to fail. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to prepare with the best of them. So if y'all are ready to have a little fun, then I am too. Let's go! Alright folks, from a basic level, we can have our entire prep done with just these ingredients right here if we're not counting seasoning. What we're starting with is a pack of boneless, skinless chicken thighs that weigh a little over 2 pounds. We're gonna go with chicken thighs over chicken breast because in a meal prep setting when you're reheating meals, the extra moisture that comes from the fat in the thighs makes them way more delicious and way less dry and tough when you re-microwave them. This is the best bet here and totally worth the extra 20 calories per 4 ounces. I also have a 2-pound pack of basmati rice. Most rice is gonna have the exact same nutritional value, so choose whichever version you like best. But for me, after we do a couple little things to this, it's extra fluffy. And overall, basmati is one of my favorite types of rice. We're also gonna need 2 cans of chicken broth. This is not a necessity. You could use water in place of this, but in my opinion, the chicken broth adds a nice little boost of flavor to everything we're doing without a lot of calories. Plus, these are only 79 cents a can at Kroger. Didn't mean for that to fall, might just cut that out. And then lastly, we do need some greens. What I have here is Brussels sprouts in steam fresh bags. I have 2 of them. And just like with the rice, for this meal prep, you can choose whatever vegetable you like. For me, not being a big fan of them, Brussels sprouts have always been the one thing that I really don't mind eating if they're cooked right. But all in all, with everything you see here, I spent around $15 on the entire haul. We'll have some rice left over, so it's actually a little less than that if you do the math. But in my opinion, to get a whole 5 days worth of meals, this is pretty dang inexpensive. Now, let me show you how this all comes together. We got our chicken thighs laid out, and the first thing we want to do is season them. You know how boring it can be to eat plain chicken that has no flavor, so we're gonna handle that right now. In a large mixing bowl, I'm gonna weigh out 3 grams of garlic powder, 2 grams of Italian seasoning, 2 grams of paprika, and then a dash of both kosher salt and black pepper. I'm gonna go in, shake everything up, and then now we just wanna season the chicken thighs. I'm gonna take our seasoning blend and just sprinkle it on top, get a nice little coating, pat it in, and so on and so forth. I will repeat this until all of our chicken is fully seasoned. And once we have the chicken seasoned, all we gotta do is give it a quick sear. This is, once again, not something you have to do, but I think spending the few extra minutes to do this levels up the meals exponentially. So all I'm gonna do is heat a large skillet to the highest heat possible, hit it with a little nonstick, and we're gonna sear this chicken for a couple minutes each side. I'm gonna give this a quick sear, and I'll see you guys on the other side. And check it out, guys, just a couple minutes on each side with the highest heat possible, crisps that skin up, locks in the seasoning, and levels up the flavor times 100. Now to finish these up, we're gonna employ the assistance of my Ninja Foodie Deluxe. We're gonna be using the Instant Pot setting, so you don't need this whole apparatus, just an Instant Pot, and you'll be making perfect meal prep shredded chicken in no time. Remember the chicken broth from earlier? I'm gonna go ahead and take this and pour it down in the Instant Pot. And once we got the broth in there, I'm gonna take my chicken and place it in the bottom of our Instant Pot all in one layer. When you place it all down in here, it should look like this. And now all we gotta do is pressure cook this on high for 5 minutes and let the pressure naturally release for 10. This truly is set it and forget it. I do believe if you're serious about cooking, the Ninja Foodie Deluxe is the best appliance given how versatile it is and how many different things you can make with this. If you want to see the exact model I have, it's linked in my description box, but this is the Ninja Foodie Deluxe. And although it might be a little pricey, it really is a one-size-fits-all solution for kitchen appliances instead of having a ton of them that you gotta store. So I do recommend this thing and I absolutely love it. Now, we're gonna go ahead and start the cook, and while it's doing its thing, we'll get the rice and veggies ready. Let's go. Now for the rice and the Brussels sprouts, we're gonna need 2 saucepans running at the same time. For the rice, the first thing we're gonna do is take our can of chicken broth and pour it down in here, and then we're gonna wanna bring this to a boil. And for the Brussels sprouts, I'm just gonna pour in right around a half cup of water. And while we're waiting on the broth to come to a boil, I'm gonna pour my frozen Brussels sprouts down in with the water, and boom, then I'm gonna put a lid on it. And with a heat set to low medium, these Brussels sprouts will slowly de-thaw, get steamed through, and be cooked fully and ready for these meals. This might take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, which is totally fine because everything else will be finishing up right about there. then. And now that the chicken broth is boiling, I'm gonna pour in my 180 grams or 1 cup of rice. Then I'm gonna go ahead and stir it in. Then I'll just add a couple seasonings. I'll do a dash of Italian along with some garlic powder. And then we're just gonna set the heat to a low medium so it starts to simmer. I'm gonna place a lid on to cover it. And then in right around 20 minutes, we're gonna have perfectly delicious seasoned rice. And as of right now, it's just a waiting game. We got about 15 minutes until everything finishes up and we're ready to sort it out. And I promise you guys, as easy as I made it look on camera, it is really that easy when you decide to do it in your own kitchen. It's not that any of this stuff has to be inherently hard. It's just that as long as you have a solid game plan and you know what you're doing going into it, you can make healthy, delicious meals at home, and it's really not complicated. You just gotta have a game plan and you gotta be able to execute. But anyways, while we're waiting on this to finish up, I'm gonna eat the best tasting protein bar in the world right here, the Anabar. I got the fruity cereal crunch flavor. If you like Fruity Pebbles and you like white chocolate, this is the one you wanna try. The best part about this is it's 21 grams of protein and you don't gotta prep anything. Here we go. Wowzers. Obviously all the flavors are good, but as a kid, I ate a lot of Fruity Pebbles, so this one holds a special place in my heart. If you want to try out the world's best tasting protein bar, then make sure you head over to theanabar.com, use my code RGF10, you will save money, and I promise it's gonna be the best protein bar you've ever put in your mouth, hands down. So alright guys, I'm gonna finish this and I will see you when the food all comes together. And would you look at that? In no time at all, we have a vegetable source, a carb source, and a protein source for our meal. And as of right now, we've spent maybe around 30 minutes or so getting all this done. And about half that time, I was just hanging out because everything cooks without you really having to do a whole lot. Now let me show you this chicken. The reason I think the Instant Pot method is one of the best for meal prep is how tender the chicken is. And look how easy this shreds. You pick it up, it just pulls right apart. Nice, juicy, seasoned, smells fantastic. And honestly, when it comes to meal prep chicken, this is one of the best ways to do it. This chicken is perfect whether it's for meal prep like we're doing. You want to make a bunch of it, toss it in burritos when you need them, throw some in with your eggs, toss it on top of pizza. The anabolic versions, of course. However you do it, I know you'll love this chicken. And keep in mind, this exact chicken method is in my cookbook along with every other recipe from the channel. Whether we're meal prepping, making pizzas, making ice cream, or doing freezer burritos for the entire week, every single recipe from the channel is in there. You can always check it out. Hit the first link in my description box. And the best part is, every time I drop a new video like this, the book gets updated for free. We're almost at 300 pages and counting. So if you want all the secrets from the channel in your pocket to take control of your life and your diet, make sure you check out that link. I'm gonna go ahead, shred the rest of this, and then we'll sort it out. And now we'll just grab 5 meal prep containers with lids and we'll get to work. The first thing we'll sort out is the rice. I'm gonna come in here with a spoon, put it right in the middle. Now we're just going with the steamed Brussels sprouts, put a nice serving next to the rice. And then last but most certainly not least, we'll take our shredded chicken and portion it out into the containers as well. Seriously guys, I know this isn't anything fancy or super gourmet, but if you wanna cook food quickly that is great for your goals, that's gonna last in the fridge, that's not gonna cost you a ton of money or time, then this right here, in my personal and humble opinion, is one of the best ways to do it. And there we have it, folks. In right under 40 minutes, we have 5 meals prepped and ready to go for the entire week. If you wanted to double up and do 10 meals instead of just 5, the time spent cooking doesn't change because you just double the amount of chicken you put in the Instant Pot, double the amount of rice, and double the Brussels sprouts, and then double the chicken broth, the seasonings, and the water. And double the meal prep containers and lids, of course. And I know on this channel we focus on a lot of more fun recipes. The pizzas, the donuts, the Chipotle burritos, things like that, which I do believe make dieting effortless and something you actually enjoy. But prepping like this, if you simply just need to get it done in the healthiest manner possible with limited time and minimal money spent, I really don't think you do much better than this. And before this gets cold, I do gotta try it out and break down the nutrition for you guys. We will do that in just a moment. All I ask is if you're watching this video and you got some sort of value out of it, please hit that thumbs up button for me. Helps me out more than you even realize. Comment anything down below and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Now, let's give this a shot. All right, folks, here we go. Moment of truth. So we got the rice, we got the Brussels sprouts, and we got the chicken. The first thing I want to do is try just the chicken. Ooh, nice and shredded, seasoned, moist, everything we want. Let's go. Mark my words, people. If you're meal prepping chicken, chicken thighs is the way to go. Way moister, way more flavor, not as dry. My personal favorite method. Let me get a little bit of the rice, and boom. So good. Tastes just like rice, but it's got a little hint of that chicken broth in there and the seasonings. Absolutely love it. And then the Brussels sprouts, steamed all the way through from frozen, perfectly fresh. And when you combine all 3 in one bite, It makes for a pretty dang good meal. Now, in just one of these meals, if you made this exactly how I just showed you, what you end up with for one of the meals is only 403 calories, 7 grams of fat, 44 grams of protein, 41 grams of carbs with 5 grams of fiber. To me, those macros are absolutely perfect. You're getting in some carbs, you're getting in some protein, you're keeping fat minimal, and you're getting a decent little chunk of fiber. You got your greens, you got your carb source, and your protein. It really doesn't get much easier than this right here. On top of that, it was cheap, we were able to do it quickly, and overall didn't require a ton of culinary skills. So anybody watching should be able to put this together with close to no issue. Like I said, it's not as fun as some of the other recipes on this channel, some of the other crazy meal preps we've done, but in turn, with this one, it was cheaper, faster, and at the core of things, simpler. So if you don't have much time, or you're a little strapped on cash, or you're trying to save up, this is the way to do it. If you got a little more time, you want to be a little more creative, then making any of the recipes from the channel or my cookbook will do just fine as well. And keep in mind, this exact shredded chicken method, like I said earlier, works in burritos, on top of healthy pizzas. Throw some in a quick wrap, or just eat it straight out of the container for pure protein. However you want to do it, this chicken recipe is awesome, and it is also in my cookbook. If you want to know the exact methodology, what to weigh out, how to season everything, it's definitely in there. So link in my description if you want to check that out. But yeah, folks, I think that is pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs up button, comments and subscriptions always help. If you want to check out the apparel sponsor of the channel, Young LA, quite literally everything I wear, you can go over to youngla.com. You do good RJF, you'll save money, and I know you're going to get something awesome. And make sure you follow me on social media if you want to hear about these drops, my clothes hauls, the try-ons, everything, so you know before you make a purchase exactly what size you want to get and how it actually looks on a person. I'm as honest as I can with this stuff. If I don't like a shirt, I'm not going to wear it, and I'm not going to tell you about it. And yeah, folks, that's basically it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Do not forget to grab a box of Anabars, to check out the cookbook, and to go to my website if you want meal plans and online coaching at RemingtonJamesFitness.com. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see every one of you at the next video. See you guys. Boom, 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 baby. We gone.